We won't worry about that now," said Miss Renshaw, avoiding Bethany's alarming stare. "Whatever he did, I ask you, is it right to take a man and hang him coldly at 8 o'clock in the morning?" It did seem a particularly wicked thing to do, the little girls agreed, especially in the morning, on such a warm and lovely day when everything in it was so alive. Better to hang a person at night, when it was already sad and dark. Miss Renshaw banged the newspaper again, on the desk this time. The little girls huddled backward. "So today, girls, we will go outside into the beautiful garden and think about death." Miss Renshaw was nuts. That's what Cubby's mother said. Still, you've got to do what she says, Cubby. Remember, she's the teacher. "But what if she tells us to jump in the river 7 times to cure us of leprosy?" asked Cubby, thinking of the Bible story that one of the senior prefects, Amanda, had read out loud in chapel. "And Elisha sent a messenger to him, saying, 'Go and wash in the Jordan 7 times, and your flesh shall be restored, and you shall be clean.'" Up rose the voice of Amanda like smoke from behind the wooden eagle upon which the large, revised, standard version of the Bible was laid out. Amanda's name meant "fit to be loved" in Latin. Miss Renshaw had told them so. She was fit to be loved. With her long, fair plaits as thick as the rope that the deckhands threw to tie the ferry to the wharf on the trip home from school. Everyone admired Amanda, and not only for her hair. "Well, 1 step at a time," said Cubby's mother. "Let's wait and see if you get leprosy first." Now Miss Renshaw stepped forward, leaving the newspaper on the desk. Miss Renshaw was tall, noble, and strong. Her hair was red and springy. She was like a lion. She stood at the classroom door, waiting while the little girls found their broad-brimmed, blue-banded hats in preparation for leaving the safety of the school grounds. Theirs was a very small class. There were only 11 of them, like 11 sisters all the same age in a large family. Cubby, Icora, Martine, Bethany, Georgina, Cynthia, Elizabeth, and silent Deirdre. Because it was such a very small class, they had a very small classroom, which was perched right at the top of the school. Up 4 flights of stairs, way up in the sky, like a colony of little birds nesting on a cliff, blown about by wind with the high, airy sounds of the city coming up the hill in the ocean breeze. "Girls," called out Miss Renshaw, smoothing her springy hair as they ran to tumble down the stairs, 67 steps in total. "Hold hands and do not run." Cubby grabbed Icora's hand, just as she had on the very first day she had arrived at the school, terrified and alone. Cubby preferred Icora to Martine, or Georgina, or Cynthia, or Bethany, or Deirdre, or Elizabeth, although the last Elizabeth wasn't so bad. She had a little brother who couldn't walk and had to go to a special school on a special bus, and once Cubby had been to her house when her little brother was home, and they had pushed him around the garden in his wheelchair, and how he had laughed as he threw back his thin neck, laughing out loud like a kookaburra. The little girls moved in a cloud down from the classroom through the playground to wait, as they had been taught, hand in hand at the yellow gate that led out to the big world. Miss Renshaw moved among them across the stone pathway. She wore a drooping crimson dress with a geometrical pattern of interlocking squares and triangles in green and purple. Around her neck on a string of leather swung a tear-shaped amber bead that glinted in the sunlight. "Now, girls," said Miss Renshaw, "no screaming, squealing, or screeching. Remember, outside these walls, you are representing the school." She turned the latch. The gate swung open with the softest creak, and out they ran. 11 schoolgirls in their round hats with their socks falling down, hand in hand like a chain of paper dolls. Miss Renshaw strode majestically at the rear in her droopy geometrical dress. She had no trouble keeping up with them, even though she was old.